Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and you're listening to a Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right, guys, my voice is a little bit shot. There's another story to that another time. But I have not slept that much in the last few days, and I just wanted to get this episode out to you guys because of something that has happened very recently. And I've actually known about it quite a while, but it's not been let out of the bag for quite some time now. And that is that I'm leaving ClickFunnels. I know. I just heard your gasp during the recording of this. And you got to understand, I'm not leaving ClickFunnels like the software. I am no longer going to be employed there. And I know a lot of people, the first time I ever said that, anyway, I should tell you some of the story so you guys have a little context with this. And then I've got somewhat of a treat for you. It is a huge bittersweet for me. A huge bittersweet. You know, when I first got hired at ClickFunnels, I was driving. I was at Rexburg, Idaho, and I was driving over to Boise, Idaho. I'd never been to Boise. This is where we are now. And I was driving over there, and after I was driving away after the interview went great. I think I've told you guys about that before, but the interview went great. And as I was leaving, at the moment I got on the highway, they called me and they said, "Hey, we want to hire you." I said, oh, what? That's so cool. And they're like, yeah, but I don't think you get it yet. They said, we want to hire you, but we want you to be Russell's actual funnel building assistant. We want you to sit next to him and help him build his funnels all day. Are you willing to do that? I was like, you're going to pay me to do that? Yes. And the moment that I hung up with them, I first screamed like crazy, and I pretty much lost my voice in the 4-hour car ride home. I couldn't believe it. It's like winning the lottery, even better than that. And yeah, actually, that's a stupid analogy. It's way better than winning a lottery. And I went and I called my wife immediately afterwards, and I told her, I was like, "Baby, you gotta understand that. First of all, I just got hired," and she was going nuts. I was like, "But we gotta understand is that like our life just changed. Okay, it was one of those moments where I just knew the course of it had just shifted, and that's a big deal, you know." And I hope that you're starting to identify those moments in your life. For me, one of the biggest first shifts professionally is when I first got my ClickFunnels account. Another was when I first read .com Secrets, because I had been trying to do this stuff for a long time. Someone recently said, "Steven, you're so lucky you got to sit down and Russell taught you how to build funnels." No. I was already building well before I worked there. Okay, I had my own clients. I was making money for other people. I was making money myself. I definitely was. I was doing it. I was in it. I was running. I was already in motion. And obviously, I learned a lot from Russell like crazy. And we geek out together all the time about it. But anyway, I've had another one of those moments. Anyway, maybe I'll tell you guys the whole story sometime. But. Guys, I'm an entrepreneur, okay? I don't make a good employee, and I know that. And it's my fault that I'm leaving. It's not like I'm being fired. I'm not being fired at all. It's kind of a mutual agreement, actually. Actually, in fact, Russell kind of suggested it, that I go leave for a bit. Gonna go pursue some of my own stuff. Frankly, because I keep doing my own stuff on the side as an employee there. Anyway, I just so love ClickFunnels and Russell, and I can tell you from being there almost 2 years that, guys, there's not another place on the planet like that. And it's not that I'm just, drinking the Kool-Aid or indoctrinated or whatever it is, but I can tell you that everyone who's there truly wants to change the world. It's not like it's this accidental thing. We are actively trying to actually change the world. I mean, it's something that is intentional. And that's kind of one of the main points of this whole podcast is that I'm leaving ClickFunnels. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've been doing and selling on the side, stuff that you guys don't know about, stuff that a lot of people don't. That's I've been scratching my own itches, selling stuff like crazy, doing things in here and there. I mean, I've never really stopped. Anyway, what made me actually kind of just push it over the edge, because it's been on my mind for a while, really since like June-ish, July-ish, somewhere around there, maybe around August-ish, somewhere around there, like midsummer, late summer, somewhere around there. And what really pushed me over the edge was I was talking to a different mentor. I've got several mentors, and which I recommend you all do if you don't. But I was talking to a mentor, and he asked me, he said, "Hey Steven, what's your 5-year goal?" And I think I've talked to you guys about this before. And I said, I don't know. He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I have no idea. I have no idea. I am focused solely. I never plan past 6 months because I'm trying to stay focused." And he goes, "Okay, I understand your point, but you gotta understand that you could be running in a completely different direction you actually want to go, because you're not asking the actual hard question. What do you want to be doing in 5 years?" And I was like, I don't know. And it stressed me out. It actually freaked me out. And then he's like, "Okay, well, what's your 10-year goal?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I've never thought of that question before. I don't know. I'm just focused on what I'm doing right now and being the best in the world at it. I'm trying to, am I? No, but I know I'm close. I know that I work really, really, really hard. Besides Russell, I don't know anyone else who's built as many funnels as I have in as many industries. Like, I just don't. I mean, I've worked super hard to get where I am. There's no shortcut to it. You can't fluff it, okay? This isn't some crappy thing that it's not a get rich quick thing. I hope it is someday, you know what I mean? Like, whoever said, don't worry, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's like, oh, dang it, really? Darn it. I understand what they're saying. but I hope I get rich with it, you know what I mean? Anyway, that was always my comeback when they ever said that. But the point is that it freaked me out. I didn't know the answer to it. I did not understand what I actually wanted. And that question haunted me. And what's funny is that most of the time, whenever there's something new that pops up, and whenever there's something that pops up that, I'm good under that kind of pressure. I actually perform quite well under pressure. It's one of my skills. I like pressure, good pressure. There's bad pressure too, but there's good pressure, good stress. And I love it. I love being under that kind of stress because it's very growing. It's very uncomfortable. And at the end, I always pop out the other side with more confidence, more skill, a better know-how. You know what I mean? And so I look forward to those things. Well, so this guy was asking me, like, what do you want to be doing? And it actually scared me. And I went home and I started talking to my wife about it. And I was like, what do I actually want? And I didn't have an answer for a while, which scared me because I was kind of tricking myself because I really did know what the answer was. And the answer was, and I kept asking myself that, you guys. I mean, I'm like an obsessive question. It's not like me to do that. I like the stress. I like the questions that come because I get to tackle them, challenge them, move forward. Tackle them, challenge them, answer it, move forward. But I couldn't answer this one. It was like I was wrestling something that wouldn't go to the ground. I was like, and that's not like me. I try and just have a very aggressive attitude when it comes to my profession because I'm dealing with my family finances. Like I'm not being a pansy about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to accidentally make money. I am trying to make money. You know what I mean? And funny enough, I think some entrepreneurs, will get themselves kind of in that rut where they're like, well, I don't want to feel greedy, so I'm not trying to make money. I'm making it for those people. I'm making it for that. Like, no, I mean, you can make it for yourself, with good intentions, I'm not, anyway, different subject, but it scared me. And for honestly, probably several days at least, which in my brain is a few years, I just couldn't answer the question. And finally one day, and this was probably 3 months ago. Yeah, it's probably about 3 months ago, maybe 3.5-ish. Anyway, one day I was sitting there and I was like, I asked myself again, I was like, fine, I'm just going to be totally honest. I'm going to get to this place of vulnerability with myself. I was like, Steven, what do you want? And I immediately like just blurted out, I want to run my own company. I've always wanted that. Which is ludicrous to leave what I've been in. And I get that. But you have got to stare at yourself in the mirror and answer that question at some point. You know, and maybe it's that you are scared to death and you really think you may not be able to make it as an entrepreneur. I mean, challenge that, you know? Is it something you want? Then don't back down. You know, whatever it is that you're really trying to do. And I was like, gosh, dang it. Like, I don't want to leave ClickFunnels. I don't want to leave ClickFunnels. I still don't want to leave ClickFunnels. You know, most people leave their job because they hate it or because, you know, they finally beat the 9-to-5 or whatever. Like, I can legitimately say I love Russell like a brother. Like, I would do anything for him. But I have got to scratch this itch. And the answer freaked me out. And so after a lot of conversations, a lot of long conversations, honestly, and I'll be open about it. I mean, I totally broke down in the bathroom at work several times. Like, I am not excited to leave ClickFunnels for the sake of leaving ClickFunnels. Like, I want to be there. But I'm trying to follow the answer, and actually the answer that I've given myself and I've actually kind of been uncovering, which is that I want to run my own company. And I think I'll do a great job at it. In fact, I think I'll do a very good job at it. And I'm cut out for that kind of thing. And my brain works that way. And I'm excited, which is, I think, is one of the reasons I've been a good assistant for Russell, you know, because it's not like I'm managing just a funnel. Like, there are parts of the things where I'll manage like whole aspects of what we're doing, you know, like, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to do it. And please understand, I'm not trying to like showboat or be like, oh, Steven this, X that, you know, you're showboating, you're being whatever. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have got to stand with full confidence in the thing that you're trying to do and stop apologizing to others, but especially yourself, for what your goals really are. Pause for effect. Okay? Think about that. For a long time, I've known that that's what I want to do. I've known that since high school, really. I mean, it's always been a part of me. You guys remember a few episodes ago, I went and I actually talked about like I called myself the 7-year overnight success story. I talked about like the 17 businesses that I can remember that I've failed at beforehand. I mean, a ton of stuff. Like, it's not my first rodeo at this stuff. It's not my first time making money on my own. It's not my first time failing on my own. It's not my first time creating awesome stuff on my own. And I'm excited to go do it again, but I'm very excited. I've had some of you guys reach out as kind of the news spread out there a little bit. This podcast will definitely continue. This is not affiliated. I mean, technically it's not affiliated with ClickFunnels. I just am obsessed with it and what I know the mission of ClickFunnels is and what they're trying to do. So I talk about it a lot. Okay. Sorry, my voice is like shot, you guys. I'll tell you what's happened in another little bit also. But anyway, so that's what the lesson of this whole show is. This whole this episode anyway, is that get honest. Okay, when Garrett White stood up a few funnel hacking lives ago, he stood up and he said, "You've got to stop lying." Okay, he said it with a lot of expletives, but he said, you got to stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to your family. Stop lying about your goals. Stop lying to what you really want. Stop lying about any desires you really have, things that freak you out. Whatever it is, you got to get to this place of ultimate vulnerability, and it's not easy to do. And what's funny is that most people don't think that that's honestly what it does take to be an entrepreneur. You've got to do those things. It's just like Robert Kiyosaki said, you start in any venture, you start in any business. Funny enough, it's your character flaws a lot of times that blow up in your face and keep you from moving on. Not other stuff. Like, yeah, you got to have a new opportunity. Yes, all those other pieces get in there. All those, like that stuff matters. But awkwardly enough, until you address some very critical key character flaws, like, you won't move forward. Not at a quick pace and not at a pace that you're hoping to actually make money at. And that's what this whole thing's been about for me, is just, I'm just trying to be real. Steven, what does that have to do with building funnels? Everything, okay? Everything has everything to do with it. Just get real about it. And, I was watching a post from someone the other day, and they were saying how they're trying to build several funnels a week, or even like one a day, or something ridiculous like that. And I was like, yeah, that's not the point. That's not the point. I know some people have used that strategy before, but some people use it as a distraction, where it's like this goal, it's this badge. Oh, I built a new funnel every week for the last like 6 months. Like, cool. And you're still not making money. Okay, you missed the whole point. Just choose one. get good at that one. Like, ClickFunnels comes with like hundreds of funnels that you can go build, but truly you need one funnel to actually kill it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can still use the others for as well, but focus on one. You know, obsess with the one. Get real with yourself about what one thing you're actually trying to do. And that's my challenge to you. So a lot of you guys have asked, a lot of you guys have reached out. Stephen, why on earth would you leave something like ClickFunnels? And I get it. It does sound absurd, but I actually never in my life thought that I would go into the MLM industry, but I am. And the reason why is because I'm frankly a little bit ticked off at that industry. And Russell and I were looking at a definition of entrepreneur the other day, and I actually really like it. And the definition was that an entrepreneur is somebody who takes responsibility for a problem that is not their own. And I was like, interesting. I have been obsessed, actually silently, for a lot of you guys, you don't know this, but for the last 3 years, I've been obsessed with trying to help fix the MLM industry. Meaning, I think it's stupid that you got to go talk to your family members and friends. I think that just like in any other business on planet Earth, if you sell the same thing, like in any MLM or in any industry or in anything else, if you sell the same thing as every other person out there with the same script, the same everything, like you're going to really struggle in business. But for some reason, all these MLMers think that it's going to be different for them. That's not. But uplines don't teach that crap. Corporates don't teach it, and because they don't know. And so I'm super fired up, really passionate about it. There's a lot of things I'm doing in the industry already that a lot of people don't know about, and that's what I'm leaving to go do for a while. I've got a piece of software that I've been creating that'll be done, honestly, probably in about 2 months. That's killer. It's amazing. I've got a whole bunch of auto recruiting funnels, got all these cool. Anyways, I've been building it silently on the side for a long time, and I've launched the beta of it about 1.5 years ago. It went great. I learned what was wrong with it, learned what was great with it. I've got a whole beta group that's been running for months. There's a lot of stuff going on. A whole podcast has been created out of this, which is killing it. And so that's why I'm very passionate about it. And I'm passionate enough about it to leave the insane, amazing, incredible, other synonyms, cool job that I had at ClickFunnels. So if you compare what I'm leaving to what I'm going to go do, it must be pretty freaking amazing. That's all I'm saying to it. And I hope that you get that I understand very much what I'm doing. And the pain is huge, which must mean that the potential for pleasure and what I'm trying to actually go do, it must be even bigger. And it is. And the stuff that no one's ever done before in that industry. And I just want to go help it. It drives me a little bit crazy. So anyway, it's not a pitch, anyone. I just, a lot of people have been asking, and I thought I'd just answer it in here. So anyway, I hope you guys get real. Get real with what it is that you are trying to do in your life. And if you are not doing it, I beg you to get real with yourself and figure out exactly what it is you're trying to go do, and be willing to jump out without your parachute being built yet. Don't worry, you'll build it on the way down because the fear of hitting the ground is going to be too strong. And that's just how it works. That's just how it works. This game has so much less to do with being perfect before you do something as it does with just taking action and just doing stuff. You know what's funny? 80% of people out there, which I'm sure is much more than that, are just freaked out about life in general. So if you're one of the other 20% that just does something, you're already ahead of everybody else. Just do something. That's really what's been on my mind the past little bit. It's like, man, just get out and do it. Whatever it is that you've been waiting for, or I just got to have this membership site done, or I've got to just get this last piece together, or I got to get this contract done, or I got to meet with my lawyers. No, you don't. I got to get my logo done. I hate that one. It's not true at all. I got to finish my website. Barf. No, you don't. Okay? The only thing you need to worry about is selling. That's it. If you've never sold your thing, but you think it's going to be the thing that saves you and gets you out of your thing, wake up. Okay? Papa Larsen's getting real with you. Okay? Wake up. Don't quit hanging on to that false dream. It's not a real dream. And what you do is you get real with yourself, and you get to a place of vulnerability, which is going to take you learning how to trust you in a different level you've never gone before. And you say, oh my gosh, this is where I actually want to go. Then you have the cojones to get out there and try and sell it for the first time. And if people are buying it, Awesome. Now you're getting into a spot where the possibility of you leaving your job or changing your business or whatever you're trying to do actually can become real. Before that, you're just lying to yourself. Anyway, sorry my voice sounds weird. I pretty much didn't sleep over the weekend. And I think I'm getting sick. I'm trying not to. I don't want to admit it because I feel like that's part of me getting sick. I don't know if that's true at all, but I really don't want to get sick. Anyway, so I'm leaving ClickFunnels, you guys, and I'm really bummed about it. But it's because I've got to go cut my own path, and I'm just being true to myself. And I'm stoked to do it. I'm extremely passionate about it. But there is a level of Steve Larsen that the world has not experienced yet. I've done a lot of stuff in a 9-to-5 setting with Russell, it's way more than 9 to 5, but normal job. Oh my Lanta. And I come back and I get all this other stuff done in the evenings on the outside of my job there. And a lot of people are like, how do you do all that? You haven't seen anything yet, baby. Here comes Steve Larsen. Okay. I'm super excited. I'm just going to come out of the gate just running, and I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to be more a part of it, the entrepreneur world. And I'm going to figure it out. I got no doubt in my mind about that. And I've already done a lot of testing a lot of the way. I've already made a lot of money along the way with my testing. And it's been great. So anyway, that's the whole. Honestly, I was planning on taking this episode in an entirely different direction, but that's what was from the heart. So not necessarily about funnel strategy, but very much having to do with where you're trying to drive your ship. Some of you guys are running super hard, but in a weird direction, and you just got to get real with where you're trying to go, and not confuse. Like I said before, don't confuse your movement with achievement. It's not the same thing. And if something doesn't have to do with selling your thing, quit doing it. If you're not doing the stuff that you ultimately want to be doing in the next 5 years, change it and get to it. Anyway, guys, you're all awesome. I love this community, by the way. I absolutely love all the guys. I love everyone who listens to this show, not just because you're listening to it, but because I know that you guys are fighters. And I was tired for years of being around people who are just trying to just get by. Well, I'm just trying to get by. It's like, really? Oh, gosh, I have to work today? I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I get to work today. You know what I mean? And I know this podcast brings those kinds of people around. So I am intentionally trying to change the world, and I hope that you are as well. And I hope that you're bold enough to talk about that. It'll feel weird at first. It was weird for me for quite a while. It was not comfortable for me to say those kinds of things, but I'm comfortable with it now, and I've developed enough now, and I'm in my own journey, in my own progression. And I'm telling you right now, I want to change the world. Not exactly sure how, but that picture is coming more clear, and me leaving ClickFunnels is a big piece of me trying to get that picture in focus. Anyway, guys, talk to you later. Have some cojones about your own future, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.